10-year-old has not been seen for months.
And her mother is facing charges in connection to her disappearance. Local 10's Magdalena Louisan is in Hollywood tonight with more on the latest or the last time this little girl was seen.
Yeah, Janice and Louis, the reason why we are outside of this Walmart here in Hollywood is because police say that's the last place little Gabrielle was seen with her mother, who is now at the center of this desperate search.
Where is Gabby Terrelonge? Police and her father have been searching for the 10-year-old girl for a month after she disappeared with her mother, Pasha Davis, who is in custody and back in court today. Ari, did the issue of her missing daughter come up today in the hearing?
No, it did not. This was strictly a mental health evaluation hearing. Remember, Davis had been Baker acted in the past. She had been living on the street with her daughter, Gabby.
So we have a missing person today. Gabrielle Terrelonge, only 10. And she was last seen with her mom. Now, the strange thing is she's been missing since June. June is the last time she was actually seen alive. But the missing report wasn't done until October. While Gabby's mom, Gabby's mom was in jail for stealing from a Dollar Tree, out of all places. This is Fugitive TV. Stay tuned. Welcome to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel, where we take a look at cases of unsolved mysteries, unsolved unalivings, because YouTube hates that M word, or we also take a look at missing people, which is what we're going to dive into today. And we take a look at it from a different point of view because I was once a fugitive on the run from the law myself. And now what I'm doing is try and motivate the next person that they can do it as well, they can change. And I try and find maybe little loopholes or anything I can in these cases or these situations to where I can help somebody out or even just spread awareness, all right? Well, today we're going to look at Gabrielle Terrelonge. Gabrielle Terrelonge has been missing out of Florida, right in my backyard, missing out of Florida, okay? The strange thing about this one is she was last seen in June, okay? June she was last seen, but the missing report wasn't done until October. And Gabrielle's mom, Pasha Davis, was in jail while her child's missing. Let me give you a little details and a little background of what's going on here. So Gabby was born to Pasha Davis, and then Gabby's dad is Gordon, okay? Now, Gordon is in her life, and at one point, Gordon and Pasha were together. Now, I don't know exactly what happened in the relationship, what's going on, but I do know that at one point, I guess Pasha is real protective over Gabby. I mean, as parents, who's not, is real protective, but so protective that she didn't want to put Gabby in a regular school. She wanted to be homeschooled, all kind of things. She didn't want Gabby to be with a babysitter. She wanted to keep Gabby all to herself. Well, Pasha ended up taking Gabby, leaving Gordon, and ended up just living on the street because that's what she wanted to do, was live on the street with the daughter, okay?
And away from Gordon, the father. I do want to back up. The picture you see of Gabby on the cardboard in the alleyway, that photo was taken by Gordon Terrelonge's sister. They were looking for Gabby and for Pasha to find out where they were so they could bring them home. They have places to stay. Gabby has plenty of places that her mother could take her to stay in comfort. But Pasha just refuses and doesn't want to relinquish any control of Gabby to any of Gordon's family. So after they took that photo of Gabby in the alleyway sleeping on cardboard,
it's very odd. So she would take her, live on the street, and then every once in a while, I guess, ask for some help from Gordon or Gordon's family, and then go back to the street. Well, Gordon and his family's out there trying to find his daughter. They end up finding his daughter at one point in an alleyway, sleeping on a cardboard box. Okay, sleeping on the cardboard box. This picture was taken from Gordon's auntie when they found Gabby, who's only 10, sleeping on a cardboard box. Picture that. You're 10 years old and you're sleeping on a cardboard box in an alley. It almost looks like this is a parking lot because of the white stripes. I mean, think about that for a second. And this whole time, Gordon is saying that, hey, They could have stayed with me. They could have stayed with my family. They could have stayed with my mom. They have places to go, but Pasha does this on purpose and takes her 10-year-old out while they're asleep on the streets.
No, she gave that story because of she's afraid of DCF. She's let me tell you something. Pasha has been running around for the past 8 years. Only 2 years of Gabby's life have she stayed situated in a house or a household for 2 years straight. Every other year, she's lived with me, she's lived with my mom, she's lived with my sister, and every time we try to get her comfortable, she finds a way to get up and go. And that's just her. That's what she wants to do. No one is forcing her to do anything. This is how she's been for a while. No one can really tell her what to do, but we try and try, even to this day. I mean, she could have found me when I was looking for her. She knew where to find me. She knew exactly where I was. Before this year, she'd always come to my job, find me, and say she need help. So this time, she's definitely doing something else.
Well, after they find them in the alley, I guess Pasha and Gordon get back together for a little bit. During that time, there's a domestic dispute that happens back in March. So a domestic dispute happens. I don't know the details of the domestic dispute, so I don't know exactly what happens. But Pasha calls the police. Police come and they arrest Gordon. Gordon gets taken to jail. So I guess during this time, while Gordon goes to jail, Pasha goes back to doing what she's doing, the street life, but with Gabby. Well, Gordon gets out of jail, but Gordon has a protective order, and Gordon can't contact Gabby, can't see Pasha, he can't see her or his daughter at all, whatever, right?
Well, the last memory with me and my daughter was I was ordered by Osceola County to stay away from them. So when that happened, I fought and plead, but then I had to do exactly what the court order was. And I end up running into them hours later. And the last moments I had with my daughter, she was happy, energized. Her mom was out of it. And me and her had a brief second to talk, but it wasn't really much. And because I didn't want to go back to jail or to really jeopardize myself from what I went through, I pretty much had to leave. So that was the last moments I had with my daughter. It wasn't much, but it was enough for me to remember.
So they go missing, like just vanish. And Gordon is trying to figure out what happened to his daughter. So eventually he ends up finding out that Pasha, who was Gabby's mother, is in jail in Broward County Jail. She got arrested for stealing from a Dollar Tree.
Find out if it's even me first before you just go ahead and just get all my information. That's not fair.
No, I do need to gather your information.
Without even making sure if I'm even a person.
You matched
I was not at the scene of whatever you're saying. I'm not there.
Okay.
You're picking a random person based on what described it to you. That's not fair. No, I'm not giving out any information.
I'm picking you because you matched the description to a T, including the orange socks. That's very distinct.
So because someone described me, I was not at the scene. It had nothing to do with me. You're going to pick me out of a litter box, basically. No, I'm not giving my information. I didn't do nothing wrong. You didn't catch me at the scene of the crime doing anything.
Okay. Okay.
You didn't describe anything that even happened. You just said I have my prescription. Don't want to see anything that even happened.
All right. Do me a favor. What's your name, ma'am?
I don't think it's fair I give out my name.
Well, you have to.
I want a lawyer.
I'm not asking you any questions pertaining to the crime, so you're not entitled to one right now.
I would like a lawyer. You didn't even tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. I told you as much as I know right now.
So because I matched the description, I have to get all my information out for no reason?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And she's in jail on a $200 bond for that. Well, while she's in jail, Gordon tells the police, right? Hey, my daughter was last seen with her. I don't know where she's at. Can you guys see what, ask her? And I guess they ask her while she's in jail, hey, where's the daughter? And Pasha tells the police that, oh, Gabby, I last dropped her off with her father. Gordon has her. So she tells the police that, and she ends up getting out on bond, on a $200 bond. She gets out, and then but she gets out, right? And then she gets out. Let me tell you what the date is. So Pasha was arrested at a Dollar Tree, okay, on October 17th. That's when she was arrested, all right? Now, Pasha made bail October 31st. That's when she was released from jail. She was released 2 days after Gabby was reported missing. Gabby was reported missing on October 29th by Gordon and his family. Now, the last time anybody's ever seen Gabby was supposedly June 30th. That was the last time they were spotted. They were spotted getting on a bus. Okay? And they're also saying they were seen at a Walmart in Hollywood, Florida. And that date was, hold on, let me double check. June 21st was what they're saying is proof the last time Gabrielle was alive because they were seen in Walmart. All right. Well, after a while, I guess police finally realized that, hey, she didn't get dropped off with her father. Pasha lied to us. So the police go and then rearrest Pasha on November 4th. And they arrest her with, I think it was I'm going to read you the exact charge what they arrest her with because I forgot what it was, but they arrested her on November 4th. Well, she doesn't tell the police anything about where Gabby's at. She's not opening her mouth. She's not saying nothing whatsoever.
This is Gabby sleeping on cardboard with an old thin blanket inside a Broward County park last October. Her aunt tells us the pair slept in abandoned cars at times, while the mother, 34-year-old Pasha Davis, struggled with mental illness. Now Gabby's family lives with fear.
I fear that someone has taken her or she's given her to someone that she doesn't know. And I feel very powerless.
Gabby's father, the aunt's brother, reported Gabby missing to Margate police last Wednesday after discovering Davis had been in the Broward County jail for nearly 2 weeks. She was arrested near this Dollar Tree store after refusing to identify herself to police investigating her for shoplifting. Another fact she omitted, she had a 10-year-old daughter who was not with her.
And the fact that she's been arrested and she's not contacted anyone, to our knowledge, raised the red flag that the child is possibly missing. So then the last step would be to call the officer and see if they picked up his daughter and put her with DCF. And they said there was no child present when they arrested her. They don't know of anything about the whereabouts of his daughter.
Now that 10-year-old girl is the latest addition to the FBI's Kidnappings and Missing Persons webpage, as they, FDLE and Margate police, are looking for her and her mother, who posted $200 bond and walked out of the Broward jail Friday, 2 days after her daughter was reported missing.
Now, Gordon even went to go visit her while she's in jail to try and get Pasha to, to say something. And she still didn't say anything at all, okay? Now, I know she had an arraignment in December. She refused to even show up to the arraignment, is what I saw. Well, come to find out, Gordon is saying that she's supposed to be on medication, that she is actually schizophrenic. She didn't know she was, or he didn't know she was schizophrenic at first.
Oh, yes, she's schizophrenic. I don't know how she became schizophrenic, but I know that there was a time period for between 2021 and 23 where she was pregnant and she had a stillbirth. And when she had stillbirth, I guess it did something to her, or whoever she was with, it caused her to have schizophrenia. Now, her schizophrenia, she never told me about. I end up finding out the truth that she has schizophrenia of last year, June of last year. And when I found out, the day I found out, she left the state and moved to California to get treatment from her brother, help from her brother. She didn't want me to find out. So I found out over the phone, basically, that she's schizophrenic, hearing voices. She finally admitted it to me. And I didn't know. The whole time, I didn't know she was hearing voices, but I knew something was different with her. She wasn't the same person for a while.
There's a lot of things going on right now with these people and mental issues. This reminds me of Melodee Buzzard and Ashley Buzzard. Think about this. It's almost the same type of, it's the exact same thing. Ashley Buzzard, okay, who was the mother of Melodee Buzzard, was not telling anybody where Melodee was at all. People kept asking her, police, and she wouldn't tell anything. Come to find out, Melodee's remains are found in a mountain 2-3 states away. Now, I'm hoping that doesn't happen with Gabby. We're all hoping that doesn't happen with her. But what is the explanation? Where would Gabby be at? Now, they are trying to search areas along Kissimmee and where she went missing at. They're searching everywhere from Hollywood, Coral Springs to Kissimmee. They're searching all these areas, okay? And they're trying to search maybe the abandoned hotels along Kissimmee. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kissimmee. Kissimmee has a lot of old and new. They're doing a lot of new construction and certain things, and there's also a lot of old there, okay? Kissimmee is where Disney World is located at, all right? And then you have Celebration area. Well, you have a road called 192 where you can take it from Kissimmee all the way to the east coast of Florida, okay? If you want to. Well, what they're trying to say now is they're expanding the search to that road of 192, which is a long road. But they're possibly going to start looking in these abandoned hotels in Kissimmee along 192. I drive there all the time. All the time I drive through there. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of abandoned places. A lot. There's abandoned gift shops, abandoned stores, abandoned motels. There's one hotel that is huge. It was once one of the biggest resorts that people used to go visit, or I should say stay at, when they would visit Disney World. It's been abandoned now for a long time, and there's a lot of people that's living there. Look at this.
Here? Beats being in the woods, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes. Bugs are bad this time of year, though.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Real bad. There we go. Real fine. I've been up and down there a million times.
Is there any other people here that I need to be aware of that I won't bother them, or?
No, no.
Okay.
There's nobody like that anymore. We got rid of all the people.
Good, good, good. Thank you.
Could you keep it down out there?
Was that me? Are you talking about the bikes? I'm gonna keep the camera down, but what do you mean, a ghost?
There's a bunch of them here.
Really?
Don't go down the long dark hallway.
I've been down a couple on that building over there, 3,000 building.
Yeah, no, I'm saying.
You really think there's ghosts here,
No,
huh?
I've seen them.
Really? Wow.
Seen them, heard them.
For the most part, everything is in pretty good shape. Like, there isn't any graffiti. It just looks like somebody did a little bit of work, removed the blanket, and, you know, smashed the window in. But that let us.
Now, I'm not saying that's where Gabby is at. Who knows? We don't know where she's at, right? But I'm just giving you an example of what, if this is where they're expanding their search, it's hard. This is what people are going to have to go through. Places like this. And you saw all that clutter. You saw everything in there. There's a lot of rooms. I believe, I have to look, but that place had it was hundreds of rooms, that place. Hundreds of rooms. Hundreds. Just in that one building. And there's more like that along 192. So it's going to take some effort if that's where they're going to expand the search, and they think maybe that's where she's at. Now, they're not giving any details of why they think that. They're not saying that. I'm thinking maybe they're tracing her footsteps. Okay? Because The last time supposedly they were spotted was which I told you June 30th. Well, they were spotted getting off of a bus, okay, at Orlando Mall, which I've been to plenty of times. So they were spotted getting off a bus on June 30th. All right. Now, there's one other important date, okay? Pasha, the last time she was seen in public before she got arrested, October 17th, for that Dollar Tree incident, she was last seen July 7th. Pasha was getting on the bus alone. So the last time anybody has seen Gabby technically was June 30th. And then a week later, Pasha was seen July 7th by herself getting on the bus. All right? So June 30th, they were last seen together at the Orlando Mall because there's a bus stop there. But then a week later, Pasha's seen by herself. So that's why they're expanding the search to the Kissimmee, Celebration, Orlando area, because all that is kind of within the same area. And there's a lot of homeless people that live off 192. So I'm thinking that's probably what they're probably backtracking, where she went. I feel really bad for Gordon and the father. If you're watching this, Gordon, please, you're welcome to reach out to me. You're welcome to do a Zoom or remote interview. If you're still in the Central Florida area, if you want, I'll even come out to you. I'll drive out to you and we can do an interview in person so you can get the word out about this. One of my viewers actually sent me an email about this case. And that was how I found out about this myself. And I pretty much live right here and didn't even know anything about it. She sent me an email. There was even a Nancy Grace episode. Nancy Grace even talked about this, all right? So I haven't seen a lot of YouTube creators talking about this. But local news stations are. So if you're a YouTube creator, you can jump on this case and talk about it just to spread the awareness so we can try and find Gabby. Now there is an award. It was $5,000, but now $10,000 is raised to try and find this little girl or any information that could lead to where she is at. So if you guys seen anything whatsoever, heard anything, or even for some reason, if Gabby is with you and you think you're doing the right thing, call law enforcement. Let them know because her father and the father's family is missing her. I hope she is found safe, in return. Now, I'm going to get to the exact timeline. Let me show you the timeline on these events, all right? So you guys can see in order because I know there was a lot of details. So I'm going to give you the exact timeline so you can see. All right, so in May 2025, Gabby's father, Gordon, last sees her during a stay in Celebration, Florida. Now, remember, I told you, Celebration and Kissimmee is all in the same area. That's where Disney World is at. Same area. So after May 2025, that was the last time he's seen them. Okay, because remember, he had to go to jail in March. All right. And I guess in May is when they found them sleeping in an alleyway. June 21st, 2025, Gabrielle was seen with her mother, Pasha, at a Walmart in Hollywood, Florida. Now, this is considered the last proof of life by investigators. Then, June 25th, 2025, Gabrielle turns 10. So, Gabrielle actually turned 10 June 25th, 2025. I'm wondering if she even made it to see her 10th birthday. We don't know. We really don't know. This is very sad. June 30th, 2025, Gabrielle and her mother are last seen together, getting off a Greyhound bus at the Florida Mall in Orlando, late in the evening, okay? Then October 17th, this is when she got arrested for shoplifting in Margate, Florida. Now, at the time of her arrest, Gabby was not with her. She was by herself. October 29th, 2025, Gabrielle Terrelonge officially reports Gabrielle missing. Now, one thing they're not saying in between June 30th and October 17th, which I told you guys, July 7th, okay, July 7th is when Pasha is seen get on the bus without Gabrielle, okay? So remember, June 30th to July 7th, we don't know what happened. November 4th, Pasha Davis is rearrested and charged with, and these are the actual charges, child neglect, okay? After investigators find no evidence to support her claims that Gabrielle was with Gordon. November 10th through 13th, authorities expand the search to Osceola County, that's Kissimmee and Celebration area and all that, canvassing abandoned hotels along US 192. Now, I don't know how depth they got into those hotels. I showed you the video. I don't know how depth they got, or, how deep they went into those hotels. And I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to law enforcement, I don't know. Sometimes when it comes to certain things, I see a lot of people or remains get found by search parties. November 19th, 2025, okay? This is when her father holds a news conference. November 21st, the reward information is actually doubled to 10,000. And then December 10th, Pasha Davis is firmly charged as the search continues. She was reportedly refused to cooperate or attend any court hearings.
Anyone who loves Gabrielle Terrelonge wants to know, where is this bright and lively 10-year-old girl? Her mother, Pasha Davis, is facing serious charges for child neglect without great bodily harm.
Lastly, Your Honor, I'm asking for an order of no victim contact with a child whose initials are GT.
According to authorities, Davis is not cooperating with them.
Despite different law enforcement agencies trying to find the child, nobody's able to find the child.
As of, Your Honor, my understanding as of now, including the FBI, the child is still missing.
Court records reveal on October 29th, Gabrielle's father called Margate police concerned about his daughter. 2 days after, a detective interviewed Davis while she was in police custody for a separate charge. Detectives asked, "Where is Gabrielle?" In the police report, Davis tells officers she didn't know and Gabrielle should be with her father. The 10-year-old's dad says he hasn't seen her since May. So far, investigators have learned on their own Gabrielle's last known proof of life was with her mother on June 21st, 2025, at a Walmart in Hollywood.
She doesn't understand why the state is suggesting such a high monetary bond.
So now that you guys know the details, you see why I put in the headline, not another Melodee Buzzard. Because this is very similar to what the Melodee Buzzard case that I was covering a couple months ago. Very similar. And we hope that's not going to be the outcome. We really hope not. All right. But if you have any information on this, like I said, contact authorities. You're welcome to even contact me. My information is below in the box. If you want to contact me, I can get the word out or do whatever it takes. Okay. And Gordon, like I said, if you're watching this and you want to get your word out too, I'm willing to come to you to interview. If you want to do one face to face, or we can do one over Zoom, I can send you a link, however you want to do it. All right. Prayers go out to you and your family. I really hope that they find Gabby. I really hope they do. A 10-year-old should not be in the alleyways sleeping on boxes when she has a place that she can go to and a family that she can go to. That is not right. That is not protecting your own. That is not protecting, your kid or your child, And I'll be honest with you. A lot of people would say, why can't they force Pasha to say something? The way our system is, they can't force her to do anything. They can't do Chinese water torture. They can't do any of these things that you hear about that might happen in Guatemala Bay or whatever it's called, with terrorists they capture and want to force information out of them. You would think they'd be able to do this with people when it comes to trying to get information to save a kid's life. You would think they'd be able to do something like that, but unfortunately, they can't. If I can make the rules and the laws, I would change that. If it comes to a kid's life, I'm sorry. We gotta do what we gotta do to get into info out of you. I'm sorry. It's gotta happen. But what do you guys think? I mean, do you guys think that something's bad happened to her? Do you think she's out there? And if she's out there, who could she be with? Who? Who could she be with? if Pasha was out there living in the streets? Is she still out in the streets somewhere? You guys let me know below if you've heard of this story, okay? Or even if you're from the area. And if you're not, let me know what city and state you're from, okay? The more you guys comment on this video, the more you watch this video, the more this video will spread on the algorithm YouTube, and the more this message will get out there to maybe somebody who needs to hear it, or to maybe somebody that might know some information, or that knows some information that maybe they're withholding, and maybe they want to change their mind now. All right? Just to find out what happened to Gabby, because her father is in desperate need of looking for her. You can tell he's been through a lot. In that interview, look at his face. Look at his face. I believe that man is 10 years younger than me when I checked. I checked his background. He was 10 years younger than me, and he's looking like he's been through a lot already. All right? Like I said, I don't know what Gordon and Pasha had going on. I don't know. But that does not mean that Gabby needs to be out there on the street, and not at least with the father's family, at least. All right?
She says that she's supposed to be with me, and when she says Gabby's supposed to be with me, that's a clear sign that something bad happened. Every time she brings up me and it's a question directly to her, it's pointing the finger the other way because something bad happened.
Have you talked to her directly, or is this just...
I talked to her directly, and I didn't want to hear any of the lies, because even if you're giving lies, my daughter is missing. I just want to know, how do you feel about that? And the way she reacts is a dead feeling. It's something I never seen before from her.
Mental issues is a big topic nowadays, especially when it comes to schizophrenia. Look at all the cases going on right now. It's so I can't even name them all. You guys can name them below, with these people that have had schizophrenia, or something just snapped off and went off in their head. I don't know. And they're saying that they did this because schizophrenia, you can hear voices. And sometimes these people think these voices are real. And doing this channel, I've read cases where people think these voices are so real that these voices are telling them, hey, you need to save your loved one because the devil is going to get them. And if the devil gets them, they're going to be tortured. They're going to be tortured. And you don't want them to be tortured. You need to save them. And they're talking back to the voices. How do I save my loved one? And the voice might say to their head, hey, you need to do this. If you quickly delete them from life, they don't have to be tortured. And they're believing this. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened, but this is stuff that I've been reading of doing these cases. And these are things that people believe. And it's hard for somebody like me or you to put ourselves in that situation and be like, well, because we think normally. We think like, I guess, a normal person. Well, some of us do anyway. So it's hard for us to put ourselves in a situation of a person that has these, issues with themselves. There's no excuse for whatever Pasha has done. This is no excuse whatsoever at all. But I'm coming about or reading along too many of these situations going on right now. All right. Please like, subscribe, spread this station, or I should say this channel, especially this video, all right? If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for returning. And to my people who sign up for the membership, I have a video coming for you in a bit about the 448 towing, all right? Thank you so much. YouTube TV, subscribe, like, share. I'm out.